see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So this class is about QuickBooks. Okay. So before starting this class, I will just give you a brief intro about me. Okay. My name is Waleed, and I have been teaching QuickBooks and accounting subject from past 5 years, and I have been working in the finance industry from last 5 years. Okay? And I have been in the finance industry in mainly like accounting. Okay, and then I have started also in US tax. Okay, so that's a brief background about me. Okay, so what is QuickBooks? Okay, so it is basically an accounting software. Okay, and in which we can make our payments. Okay, and before the QuickBooks, as you know, that the books were maintained on the physically. Okay, so from QuickBooks, we can prepare the accounts on internet. Okay, and desktop. Okay, so this course focuses on QuickBooks Online. Okay, this there are two types of QuickBooks. Okay, so one is QuickBooks Online and one is QuickBooks Desktop. Okay, this course focuses on QuickBooks Online. Okay, so why we are studying this QuickBooks Online, not QuickBooks Desktop? It's because that, as you know, this is the period of data. Okay, and everyone wants to be online. Okay, so for that purpose, QuickBooks Online is better. Okay, like you can give access to your accountant. Okay, and they can do the books from anywhere around the world. So it saves your time. Okay, and it increases your productivity. So welcome to this course. Okay, basically in this course, you will see how QuickBooks helps us to manage our finances of the business. Okay, so it helps us to manage the business better in a way that it provides us some basic view of all the business accounts. Okay, so that's its importance. So what's its role? So its role is that it facilitates in the accounting processes. Okay, and which helps in making accounts. Okay, which are like financial statements. Okay, accountants prepare these QuickBooks. Okay, they do the bookkeeping, and then we can make the financial statements through these books. Okay, so am I too fast, doctor? Hello? Okay, so I think I should continue. So we can turn this data, okay, into like financial statements, as I already told you. Okay? So that's why it is very important to maintain our books in some sort of accounting software. Okay, so what we will achieve in this course is that we will do the basic entries, okay, which includes the debits and credits from different accounts, from expenses, income, assets, cash, and we do the entries. Okay, and then we will do the reconciliation of those accounts. Okay, and I will give you a brief intro about the QuickBooks. Okay, and how things work on the QuickBooks. Okay, what's its atmosphere in the QuickBooks. Okay, so you will get to know it. Okay? So the benefits, what are the benefits of QuickBooks? So it helps us to make informed business decisions. Okay, and that's why it is very important for businesses nowadays to maintain their books. Okay, so for the prerequisites of the QuickBooks, there's some prerequisites. So you must have a basic accounting knowledge, okay, to do some journal entries. And moving on, you need some kind of Excel knowledge. Okay, that's because you will have to sort the data in Excel. Okay, it's basic knowledge, so you don't have to master the Excel, but you should know some kind of shortcuts and some kind of how to sort the data. Okay, and Then you have to have a QuickBooks account to access and maintain the records on QuickBooks. QuickBooks provides a basic free account for some days, and then you will be charged. Okay, so and then the other prerequisite is that you must have an interest in the QuickBooks. Okay, so how can you get maximum from this course is that you can discuss the questions with me. Okay, first of all, I will give you the lectures. Okay, and then we can discuss any of your questions. So it will help you out. Okay. Okay, so we will start here from basics of QuickBooks, like how it works. Okay, so first of all, what happens is that what happens that in QuickBooks we have to create a company, for example. So we will create the company from basics. Okay, and then we will have to import its data into the QuickBooks. Okay, and then we will have to sort it. Okay, into debits, into credits. So moving on, for example, let me give you a brief view how we can create a company. Okay. Okay. Uh, this is the view of QuickBooks. Okay. So I was telling you that how can you create a company? So basically, you can just go to this box here. Okay, and then you can go to the company settings. Okay, this is how it looks. Okay, you can just name. I have named this company for the purpose of this course. We are taking the name of the company as Flourish Bakery. Okay, and then you'll be asked that how you can give the details. Okay, for example, the address. Okay, the logo and everything. Accounting. Okay, some people maintain accounting method as cash based. Okay, and some do as accrual based. So I'll explain it to you. Okay, and then we can jump into the payment section, and then all of these sections. Okay, we'll go through this. But whenever you will log into a QuickBooks account, what will happen is that you will be asked to create a company. So you will create the company. Okay, you will give the name to the company, and then add the details. Okay. So as you know that income is the backbone of the business. Okay, and a business works on the cash flows. Okay, so basically, as you know, I told you that our company name is Flourish Bakeries. Okay, and the our primary source of income for the company, which is Flourish Bakeries, is from selling delicious treats. Okay, and we also have other sources of business. For example, we have some kind of non-core businesses. For example, we have do the catering business. Okay, we prepare the party venues. Okay, so people can avail our services. Okay, so I can see some people who are writing. So I will provide this data to you. Okay, and you can access this data. You don't have to write this because I will provide this to you. Okay. Now moving on from income, we have expenses. As you know, to create some income, a business has to incur some expenses. So a business has some expenses. So expenses are some kind of outflows. It can be like for the purchase of inventory, okay, for the purchase of raw material. It can be in the form of wages and other operational expenses. Okay. So why we do these expenses? So we pay the workers and we pay the bills, we pay the rent for the business. This is because that we have to do the growth. A business has to grow. If a business has to grow, it has to invest some money in it. Okay, it has to incur some expenses. Okay, so it has to increase its workforce. So that's why for the sustained growth, we need expenses. Okay, so I was talking about the investment. So this account, the owner's equity. So what happens is in owner's equity is that the owners of the business, they invest some kind of money. Okay, uh, consider it as a loan because the owners will want return. Okay, in the future, maybe after 5 years, maybe after 4 years or 10 years, they will want some return for their investment. So these are owners' personal investments, or they can get this investment from the banks or some other institution. So first of all, this first module, this is about exploring the QuickBook interface. So in this module, you will learn how to what is the options, different options in the, available in the QuickBooks. Okay, so let me share my screen for QuickBooks. Okay, now you can see this left bar on which accountant is written. Okay, so this serves as a compass to us because it has all the options. Okay, we can access from here. Okay, so like for example, we can bookmark any account here. Okay, for example, I have to bookmark uh, this account, so I will need to bookmark this, and it will be available here. Okay, so then we have dashboard. Okay, this dashboard provides a general overview of all the data our businesses has. Okay, you can see this. So it will give you a business overview, like what are the inflows, what are the outflows. Okay, for example, because this we don't have entered data yet, so that's why it is empty. But we will import the data too, and I will give you the data too. So this is how it looks. Okay, moving on, we have transactions tab. Okay, in this transactions tab, we have the bank transactions. Okay, we can connect our bank account. Okay, and we can do the transaction, and we can record the transactions. Okay, then we have app transactions, receipts, and chart of accounts, and all of it. So I will explain all of these options. I'm just now giving you a brief overview how it looks. So it will be easy for you when we'll be working on this in the future. Okay, so then we have the sales account, all the sales we have. Okay, so it will be giving us some overview how much sales we did in this month, okay, or in the past month. So we can make invoices here. Okay, we can create customers. Okay, and we can receive invoices here. Okay, moving on, then we have expenses. Okay, so in this expenses, we can again get an overview of all the expenses our business has incurred in this year. Okay, and we can create the vendors here. Okay, from the people we are buying, and then there will be the reports part. Now, this report part is very important because all the things will be all the journal entries we do will affect these reports. For example, these reports include balance sheet, okay, profit and loss, all of these accounts, and then we have payroll, okay, and the most advanced taxation and shipping. Now, if you want to do or create something new, okay, for example, you want to create a customer, so you just have to click on this icon plus new. Okay, so it will give you some options. For example, it will give you an option to give invoice. Okay, and so you can just directly click on this. Okay, and you can just go to the place where you can create the invoice. Okay, and then you can receive, if you want to receive payment. Okay, all of these options will help you to make things easier for you. You can also create a customer here. Okay, and moving to the next part, the vendors part, we can directly access the expenses from it. Okay, it is same as this one. Okay, but it is provided here, so it will be much easier for you. So you can see your checks or pay your bills. Okay, or create a purchase order. Okay, or create a vendor. Okay. So this icon, this gear icon, if you click on this gear icon, it will lead to you to settings. Okay, so from these settings, you can access all of the settings which are available in the QuickBooks. Okay, now if I do this, okay, now this option here, this magnifying glass option, okay, it will allow you to search anything. Okay, if you can't find anything here, okay, because this option will be very much important for you when you will be creating and accessing accounts. Okay, so for example, if we want to open the expenses, okay, so you just have to enter the expenses here. You can just jump to expenses. Okay, and if you want to like access customers or add a customer, you can just write customer here. Okay, and just you can just click on this and you will be on the screen where you can see your customers. Okay, for example, like this, if I click the customers, now as you can see that I'm now on the customer screen. Okay, so this is the basic view of the QuickBooks. So how you can use it for your business.
Hello, Walid.
Yeah, I can.
There you go. I see the screen coming back on now.
Sorry for the disturbance. Okay. So now I told you that in this module we'll see the settings. So you can access the settings by clicking on this gear icon. Okay. And first option you will see it's the company settings. Okay. That I already told you. Okay. When you click on this company setting, okay, you can just directly click here on this small pencil. Okay. So then this will allow you to write your business's name. Okay. If you want to change it. Okay. And if you don't want to change it, that's okay. Okay. Then this contact info, you can add the contact info here. Okay. You can add your business email. And then you can also include your EIN number if you are in the US. Okay. And you can also include the tax form. Okay. So this was a basic setting for your QuickBooks. Okay. Now in this module, this third module, what we will do is that we will create new customers. Okay. And we will create new vendors. Okay. And 1099 subcontracted form. Okay. So to create a new customer, you can just click on this new. Okay. And you can come here and click on this add customer button here. Okay. Or you can access it from by clicking it here on sales. Okay, if you click on sales, you will be on the screen to create a customer. Okay, for example, let us create a customer, and we are doing this manually. Okay, so for example, you can write their name. So I'll be writing their name as an imaginary name, Mark. Okay, I can write their email. Okay, and we can add their phone number. Okay, and we can also add their website and other info. Okay, and we can add their billing address here and their state and their country. So it depends on you how much information you have to enter in this. Okay, so as we are creating a dummy customer here, so I'll be writing a very little info, but you can always include their payments methods. Okay, how they will pay you. Okay, and you can also set their credit limit. Okay, that how long you want the goods to be on credit. Okay, and if you are in the US, okay, and some other country, you can add your taxes exemptions form and other things from here. So if we click on this save button here, so now you can see that we have one customer, okay, whose name is Mark. Okay, but we don't have any entry right now. So this is how you can create a customer. Okay, so you can also create a customer by clicking here. Okay, if you click on this small arrow here, down arrow here, it will allow you to import customers. So how can you import customers? So for example, you have all the information about the customers in an Excel file. Okay, so you can directly click here on this first portion, and you can just directly import the customer's file from your PC. Okay, or you can import the file data from the Google Sheet. Okay, so let me create one more customers. Okay, now you can see we have two customers here, and we have this option create invoice. If we have sold something to them, we can create the invoice from here. Okay, let me create one more customer. So we'll be doing some entries. Now you can see that we have three customers here. Okay. Now you can directly create an invoice from this option, or you can just create on this option here at the top corner on this plus new, and you can click the button invoice. Okay. And if I click the button invoice, so I'll be on the page to create an invoice. Okay. For example, this is our page to create an invoice. So we'll be creating the invoice at the later stage, but this is how you create customers. Now moving on to how to create vendors. Okay, so you can directly create vendors by clicking on this button, new, and you can come here and you can click here, add vendor. Okay, and you can also access this from here. Okay, if you come to expenses and then you go to this vendors part. Okay, if you click on this, okay, now this also has two options. You can directly import the vendors, and you can directly import the vendors from the Excel file, or you can manually put the vendors like we did in the customer file. So I'll be writing the vendor's name as Capcom. Okay, so you can enter their email here. Okay, for example, okay, you can also write their phone number. Okay, you can write their website. Okay, you can add their address. Okay, you can add their country. Okay, you can also add some other notes. For example, their other information or their banking information. If they have given you the bank number, bank account number, and for the tax purposes, you can include their social security number. So and 1099. Okay, if I click on the save, then our first vendor will be created here. Okay, now you can see that we have a one vendor. Its name is Cap. Okay, so I will have to create two more vendors. If I click on the save, the vendor will be created. Okay, let me create one more. Okay, this is important because to create customers and to create vendors, because we'll be doing business with them. Okay, we'll be sending them invoices. Okay, we'll be asking them for quotations. So that's why it is important to create vendors. Now, moving on, our next part is chart setting up chart of accounts. Okay, so
Okay, it's coming. The screen is coming back on now.
okay, so what is chart of accounts basically? So first of all, you have to know what are chart of accounts and what is their importance in QuickBooks and accounting. So basically, these are the foundation to make chart of accounts. So these are the foundation to make financial reports. So basically, for example, if you want your expense to be treated as debited, so you'll first have to create chart of accounts. So for that purpose, we'll have to create chart of accounts on QuickBooks first. Okay. So why chart of accounts are needed? These are needed because of accuracy for balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statements. Okay. So chart of accounts generate default chart. Okay, for example, like QuickBooks gives you this flexibility that they provide you chart of accounts according to your business's need. For example, if we are a sweets bakery, so QuickBooks will be giving us chart of accounts, will be generating chart of accounts for us, and we can customize them according to our needs. Okay, and I'll be showing you how to customize them. So to navigate chart of accounts, that is basically very much easier. Okay, so what you have to do is you can just directly access them through the search bar. Okay, or from the settings button, or from the transactions tab, or from the side bar. Okay, let me show you how to access the chart of accounts. So let's come to the main page first. Okay, now as I told you, you can access the chart of accounts from clicking uh, on this gear icon here. Okay, and you can see that chart of accounts are given to you here. Okay, or you can access the chart of accounts from here. Okay, so you can access the chart of accounts from here, and then you can access the chart of accounts from this sidebar. Okay, if I click on this chart of accounts icon, so I'll be let me refresh this page.
Do we have any questions? I don't see anybody's hand up. Accounting may look complicated, but it's just a matter of organizing data into, like the chart of accounts, and into categories, and knowing how those, and then you have to start developing your reports from those chart of accounts. Okay, we got a question here from Abdullah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Are you hearing me, sir?
I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
For the beginning of my the number. So what's the name of our professor today? I forgot the name. Mr. Dr. Lambert, I congratulate for you for interesting course for today. And our smart board that we explained yesterday. I'm going to reduction. In a few days.
I can only hear just a little bit of what you're saying.
Thank you for explaining the questions. And I would like to tell you that the smart goal that you gave me, the chart, I'm ready at the time and send you.
Can you write your question into chat, Abdullah? It's just that I can't quite hear everything you're saying. I know you're on your smartphone.
Okay. My question.
Yeah, go ahead and.
Okay.
Are you able to write your question into chat?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, we can take the other questions at the later part.
Okay.
At the end of the class, we'll take all of the questions. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to write it.
I was thinking because normally the questions start around, so there's like 20 minutes of questions. Okay, go ahead.
So I can start or please.
Yes, yes, Walid, you can continue with the presentation.
So I was talking about the chart of accounts. So if I click chart of accounts, okay, as now you can see that there are a lot of accounts here. Okay, first its name, okay, the name of the account, okay, and the type of the account. Is it a liability? Is it a expense account? Is it an income account? Okay, and the details, the description of the account, and the balance of the account. Okay, these are the accounts which are created by the Quickbooks. Okay, so you don't have to manually create a chart of accounts. Okay. Now you can see this button here, new button. If you want to create a chart of account that is not included here, so you can directly create a chart of account. Okay. If I click on this button, okay. So QuickBooks will be asking you, is it an income account, expense account, or what account? Okay. So I will be creating an expense account. Okay. So I'll be creating an expense account, okay, and it will be for advertising and marketing, okay. So I can name my account, okay, TV advertisement, okay. You can write the description also, TV advertisement for our new branch in New York, okay. So you can simply create the chart for that. So if I click the save button here, now our account will be created, okay. So for example, this okay, this is our account here, okay. So Quickbook has allocated its detail type that it's for advertisement and promotional purposes. Okay, that's how you can create a chart of account. So it will help you to categorize all of your income, expenses, and all of those things. Okay. So moving on to the next part. Okay. So what QuickBooks do is that it provides you the opportunity to create manual accounts, okay, and as well as automatic accounts. So it will take the hassle from your mind, okay, and it will help you to transform your energy into the business, not into the in creating the books. Okay, so it will save you a lot of time. So what are the best practices to create chart of accounts? Okay, so these will help you to compile the balance sheet, income statements, and cash flow statements. So these are available according to your business. For example, we are doing a bakery business, so it will be according to our needs. Okay, for example, it will include our raw materials for our cakes or other materials for our sweets. Okay, and there are some other accounts. For example, if you are in a manufacturing business, so your chart of accounts will be different, and it will be according to the your manufacturing business. So it provides this flexibility to you to create your own accounts. Okay. Now, as you saw that I created an expense account, okay, which was related to the uh, advertisement. So you can see that we can create sub accounts into the expenses account. For example, you can create an expense account, which is a main account, but if you see its sub account, it's, for example, travel expenses. You can create a separate account for travel expenses. So I told you how to create a chart of accounts. Now, moving on to our next part, it is about linking QuickBooks with our bank accounts. So what is the benefit of linking QuickBooks to your bank account? So what will happen is that if you link the business bank accounts with your QuickBook, so what will happen is that QuickBooks will directly access the transactions your business did with the customers and the vendors. Okay, all information will be automatically imported into the QuickBooks. Okay, so you will have no hassle in importing the data manually. Okay. So let me tell you how you can import and connect your data. Okay, so if you click on your chart of accounts icon, okay, and then you will see this bank transaction, this transactions icon here, heading here, okay, and under that heading you will be seeing some bank transactions. So you can see that there is an option called connect account and upload transaction. Okay, so this connect account, if I click on this account, okay, it will give me an opportunity to link my account here. Okay, it includes like 20,000 local and international bank accounts. Okay, for example, I have an account in Chase. So what I have to do is I will have to sign into my Chase account. Okay, provide my details, bank account number, IBAN, so I can directly connect my QuickBooks account. Okay, you can connect your PayPal, okay, or you can connect your Citi or Bank of America account, okay, or you can manually upload the transactions, okay. Okay, now QuickBooks also provides you an opportunity for like these accounts, okay. These are app accounts, so these will be synced to your QuickBooks account. For example, if you're doing a business on Amazon, you can connect your Amazon account here, and all the entries will be imported here directly without any hassle. You don't have to do anything manually. Okay, everything will be imported automatically. Okay. Now moving on to our module 7. In this module, we'll know that how to create a sales receipt, okay, and deposit as an income. Okay. So to create a sales receipt, as I told you, you can just click on this, okay, and you can just click on this icon, receive payment. Okay, so if I click on this receive payment account, so it will be asking from which customer I am receiving this payment. So I can select the customers I created. For example, I will select Martha. Okay, so I can select the payment date here. For example, they'll be paying me at 16th. Okay, we can choose their payment method. For example, I'll be choosing their cash account. Okay, okay, and I'll be depositing this to my checking account. Okay, so I can write amount here. For example, I received $100. So I entered $100. So as you can see that we have created $100 invoice for them. So if I click on this save, this arrow icon here with the save and close, you can see that we have a save and new, okay, and we have this save and send, okay. So I will just click on this icon, save and close. Okay. Now we can find the invoice. For example, if you have any invoice number, but we don't have any invoice number right now, but we'll be importing the data later in the lecture. So we can choose an Emma, okay, and we can then also give them some. So we'll be receiving them these payments. Okay, that's how you create your sales receipts. Okay, now moving to the next part, like how can you accept the deposit as an income? Okay, for example, they pay you any deposit, so you can just click on this new again. Okay, and you can click on okay. So I will be okay. Now they are asking me that how much money we want. Okay, so I will be just writing. So I'll be creating save and new. Okay, so this was our customer. Okay, and we did some sales to them. Okay, okay, and their payment method was cash. Okay, and their amount was $100. So now click on create. Okay, for example, let us import the data first. Okay, now I'm going to upload the data for you. First one. So these are the transactions. As you can see, that these are present in QuickBooks Excel. So these are the transactions. Okay. So these are in dates. Okay. We have a description. Okay. And then we have the amount. Okay. Now I am importing the same file here. Okay. Now you can just tell that QuickBooks that what is this file contain. So I'll be telling that in the column 2 we have date. Okay, it automatically senses that how which in which column what do you have. Okay, for example, we had description in the third column. Okay, so QuickBooks will automatically sense this. Okay, and it will be creating. So I didn't do anything. QuickBooks just automatically sorted this data. So how many transactions show? So what will be the format of the date? It will be month, day. Okay, so I have now sorted all of this, and then now I can click on continue. Okay, now you can see that all of the transactions. Okay, these are there. Okay, these are 200 transactions, dummy transactions to help you practice the data. So if I can select and deselect. For example, I have to select all of these transactions. So I can just click on this icon and I can select. If what I want to unselect this one, I can just click here. Okay. So for the purpose of this lecture, we have to select all of these. So this is telling that we have to import 200 transactions. Now our import is completed. Okay. Now you can see that all of the transactions in the bank transactions area. Okay. Now we have to sort all of these transactions according to their accounts. Okay. So I'll be telling this you in the later format. So we move to the next module in which we have to create expenses. Okay, from banks and credit. Okay, that's how you can pay your expenses. So how to create an expense? You can just click on new and you can click on this expense icon here. Okay, now they are asking us who did you pay? So we'll say our vendor. Okay, okay, and I will set the cash account. Okay, and what category? So we can say that we paid for the TV advertisement services. Okay, so I'll be writing $1,000. So I can now add any chat attachment if I have any. So I can click on save and close. Now my expense is created. Okay. I want to search my expense here. So I will just write expense. So this was our expense, how to create an expense. Now moving on to the next part, how can you pay from the credit card? Okay, your expense. If you want to pay an expense from your credit card, okay. If you click on the expense icon, you can just select the payment method as credit card here. Okay, so you will be paying from your credit card. So this is the option here, and you can also pay from your checking account. So if you click the checking account, you will be paying from the checking account here. So moving to the next part. So how to issue check payments? That is our module 9. So our vendors and customers will be paying us. So you can just click on this icon under the heading vendors. Okay. Now you can select who did you pay. So for example, we can select a different vendor which is 50. Okay. So you can create the check number. Okay, and you can select the payment date. Okay, and you can car and truck charges. Okay. Now you can write the amount here. Now you can select the customer. So your check is now completed. Okay. So moving on to the next part. Okay. Now in the module 10, if you want to transfer, if you want to send someone money, so you can do this from this part, or you can do the credit card payments. Okay. So how can you do that? You can just click on this new icon here. Okay. And if you want to do, for example, transfers. Okay. You can click here. Okay, or you can click on the settings icon and write transfer. okay, create a transfer, okay, or I'll be creating from here. So you can select the account, okay, from where you will be sending your account. So our balance is right now negative because we did not sort anything. So that's how you create your transfer. Okay, so you can transfer check how you will be transferring your funds to. Okay, for example, I'm transferring my funds from. Okay, and I can click on save, and then I'll be creating my transfer. So we don't have any balance right now, so that's why we cannot. We won't be creating any transfer here. Okay. Now, this is the most important part for bookkeeping in QuickBooks, that how you can categorize your transactions. Okay, that what transaction is your expense, what transaction is your income. Okay, so we'll be feeding all of the information in the form of the chart of accounts. So, for example, if you click on dashboard here, okay, for example, now you can see we don't have anything because we haven't sorted and added anything into our account. So to sort things, we'll just click on this icon here, transactions. Okay, and here we are for the transactions. So we have bakery sales. The first transaction is bakery sales. So is it our sales? Okay, you can select the pay. Okay, who was the pay? For example, Martha was our customer who paid us. Okay, okay, and we can select the type of product or service we did. So we did some sales. Okay, for example, we sold some bakery items. Okay, and we can also add an attachment. Okay? And we can click on add. So now this transaction is created. Okay, now we can. Okay, okay. Now utility bills. This was our expense. Okay, we paid the utility bills. Okay, so we can just select expenses, utility. So you can see that utility is a sub account of the expense account. Expense is our main account. Okay, and whom we did pay. We, for example, paid to rec. Okay, so we can click on add. Now you can see that our balance is now changing here. Okay, as we move on to like categorizing these transactions, with our balance, our bank balance will increase because that it's because that we created some sales. Okay, from those sales we generated income. Okay, after that income we got some cash or maybe some amount in the bank. Okay, and if we did some expenses, we'll be deducting the money will be going as an outflow from our account from here. Okay, so let us create another sales. For example, this employee salaries. Okay, I want to add it. Okay, but this is categorized in the sales part. This is not correct. Okay, so we have to make this correct. How can we make this correct? For example, this advertising expense. So it is categorized in sales, but it is not a sale. So we have to categorize it, and we have to select whom we did pay for this advertising. So this is not a sales account. This is a advertising account. So we'll just search advertising here, and there will be option as an expense. Okay. So we can select the service or hours here. Okay. Now you will be seeing that Waleed, this is like too much of hectic work. I am doing like too much work. Okay, so you can for the ease, QuickBooks did a shortcut for you everyone. So what you can do is, for example, now I created one account of advertisement. So what QuickBooks will do is QuickBooks will automatically categorize all of these accounts. You can just directly click on add, okay, and your account will be added. Okay, or you can do one other magic is that you can click on this account. Okay, for example, you click on this account. Now you click here, this part, create a rule. Okay, so I will name this rule as ads rule. Okay, so what I will do is that this is my advertising expense. Okay, so tube T is my expense. So what will happen is that if I click on the save button, all of the transactions, okay, which are in the advertising and marketing category, they will be automatically charged and added and categorized. Okay, if I click here, now you can see that we have sorted. If I click on the categorize here, now you can see that this is showing that this is added because we made a rule. Okay, we can just do undo button here. Okay, if we click on the undo button, we can undo these transactions. Okay, and we can again sort this transaction and categorize according to our needs. Okay, and this is how it looks. Okay, it shows that you have auto added this transaction. Okay, now if we click on for review, this will show us the transactions which we will have to review. Okay, for example, these were our office supplies. So we can again create a rule for our office supplies that whom we got this office supplies from. We can just create and add here. Okay, so that's how you create your, and you can directly, if you think that this transaction it is correct, so you can directly click on this add account. Okay, now you can see that our balance has increased significantly. Okay, you know why it has increased? Because we have recorded the sales, okay, and the expenses. So that's why this balance of ours has increased. Okay, and we have just categorized some of the transactions. Okay, these transactions are like maybe out of 200 we have categorized very little, like maybe 27 transactions. So 173 transactions are there for review. Okay, so that's how you categorize your transactions. So if you have any questions regarding how to charge any transaction, you can directly ask me in the questions time. Okay, so that's how you categorize the transactions. So if you have any questions, you can ask.
All right, now let's go to Ismail with the first question.
Hello, sir.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Good
Yeah.
evening.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Waleed.
Yeah, good.
Good morning, everyone.
How are
Mr.
you?
Walid, thank you. I'm very happy for your presentation. In fact, your presentation have already answered all my questions. Believe me, keep it up. God bless you. But for purpose of understanding, let me ask the question. What are the reports can I generate in QuickBooks to analyze my business performance? And how do I
Okay.
hello? Okay, can I take it again? What reports can I generate in QuickBooks to analyze my business? And how do I reconcile bank account and track financial data accurately in QuickBooks?
Okay. So first of all, to your first question, that how can you create reports? So I'll be sharing my screen again, so we can see how. So if we click on this, if you see this side part here, you can see reports button. So you click this button, reports button. Now, as we have sorted some of our data, that's why we will see some data in the. So for example, if I see my profit loss, okay, so you can just click on this run report. Okay, well, I don't know why it is not creating, but if you click on this run report button, okay, so you'll be seeing a report, the profit and loss report. Okay, you can also create other reports. For
Here it
example,
comes.
you can create a balance sheet, okay, and there are other reports available here for you to create. For example, main statement of cash flows. Okay, that's very important for business. So it will show you what are your inflows and outflows of the business. But before going to report section, you will first have to sort your transactions. Okay, so this data, for example, these transactions go into your account so that you can the report will be created for you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And what was your second question? Sorry.
Yeah, second question is this. How do I reconcile bank account and track financial data accurately in QuickBooks?
Okay. So to reconcile, okay, first you have to you have to do is you have to categorize all of the transactions. Okay. You get my point? Okay. Now what you will do is you will just click on reconcile, okay, and you can just get started. Click on this button, get started. So you'll be seeing some data. For example, the amount we imported from the bank, okay, the transactions we imported from the bank, okay, will be reconciling that data from here. Or for example, we don't have any data right now here, but if we have any data from any date, so we'll be having some options to reconcile those accounts. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
So this was
when QuickBooks looks at your financial reports, will it also give you ratios so you can understand like turnover rates?
The ratio you have to create, like if you are an accountant, you can just simply create a ratio by using a formula. Okay. For example, if you want to create a current ratio, okay, so what you have to do is you can just divide current asset by current liabilities. Okay.
And does it also track inventory and analyze inventory?
Yeah, it helps you track inventory. For example, you can track your inventory, like how many units you sold, what type of service you did, Okay, like for example, our business was a bakery business, so you can calculate how many pastries or how many cakes you sold in a day. Okay.
Okay. And let me do a couple of quick questions from chat. If
Okay.
one of our students lives in Haiti,
Okay.
and so he is saying that the internet is not very reliable there. So is there a way to download QuickBooks to your computer and just work on it offline?
Yeah, but for that purpose, QuickBooks is not recommended because it works online. You can work on a QuickBooks desktop. Okay, it is similar to QuickBooks online, but it is for offline purposes. Okay, you can like do the and categorize the data on the offline purpose. Okay,
And
without any internet.
And another student asks, is there any risk of being hacked on the internet if you're using that online version?
No, there is no risk. Like you have password. Okay, it is if you like create an account, your account will be connected to your phone number, maybe Gmail. Okay, so you'll be getting some confirmation number, and you can turn on your details. So this is safe.
Okay, then let's go to a question from Muhaiddin Abdallah. Can you activate your microphone? There you go.
Of course. How are you, Dr. Lambert?
Good. How are you today?
Good. And Walid, thank you for great presentation. I will jump into my question very fast. I have like 4 questions. The first question is already answered, but I didn't get it. Is there an offline version for Quickbooks? Because we used to work in an area where there is no internet. So if we have any payments and anything we want to do, there is no internet, how we can do our work. This is the first question. Can you record that? Then I will just mention all the questions. The second question is there a specific version for NGO, because NGO does not have a sale part? So NGO is a non-profit. Is there any specific version for an NGO? And also, the third question is there any option in Quickbooks allowing access to the donors? For example, when we are using Quickbooks and we have donors whom they are funding the organization, is there any part we can just give them a part of Quickbooks? They can access from where they are to see their funding how is moving. So thank you.
Okay, so first, your first question is that do the QuickBooks has any offline version? So yes, QuickBooks has an offline version. Let me just show it to you. Okay. Okay, its name is QuickBooks Desktop. Okay, so it will be available for your offline work. Okay, you can do work without any internet. Okay. Okay, this one is now if you see this site here, okay, it shows it QuickBook Online. Okay, the one we are using right now. Okay, and this one also, and it also shows this one, QuickBooks Desktop. This price is like a little bit high, but what you have to do is that you can search QuickBooks Desktop version, okay, on internet, okay, and you can select the plan according to your needs. Okay, this is a very for a big company, but if you're a small business, you can select your plan according to it. Okay. So that's how you can, if you buy this from here, and you'll be giving it an application. So you can download that application and you can do everything we did on online. We can do reconciliation, we can do categorization, we can create reports. Okay. So I hope so that that answered your question.
You know, I just put into chat, if you want to use QuickBooks, for example, in Nigeria, I just put up a link to QuickBooksNigeria.com. And so it gives it. So all you have to do for your own country is just go QuickBooks and then put in the name of your country and then see a link to how you can use QuickBooks in your own country. And so there should be a version of QuickBooks for your own country. Is that right, Walid?
Yeah.
Okay, is QuickBooks a downloadable free app that can function? Yeah, okay, we already answered that. Arnulf.
You
Then
can create an, let me answer that question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you can create a free account. Okay, so but that account will be for 1 month. Okay, and it's QuickBooks online account. Okay, you can create a free QuickBooks account for 1 month. Okay, after that you will have to pay, I guess, so $3 per month or something like that. Okay, and moving to the second question, the NGO question from Muhyiddin. That NGO, when you will create an account on the QuickBooks, you will be accessing to create a company. Okay, so you can select that it is an NGO. Okay, there will be an option to select it. There will be, this is an the company I'm creating. It's not a company, it's an organization, and it is a NGO. Okay, so for example, what happens is in organization NGO is that they do not have any sales. Okay, they do not have any inventory. Okay, they do not have any profit, any loss. Okay, so they have some donations. Okay, which they have to record. Okay, and some funds. So I hope so that and the next question was that can you give some reports? So yes, you can give the reports and send the reports to the donors. Okay, for example, if you see the report, there will be option for you to download it. Okay, and you can then email those reports to your donors and tell them that this is the report we have. Okay. So we can move to the next question.
I don't see another question, but just to say that accounting is really important if you're going to receive funding from international donors, because you're going to want to show them reports of how you're using their money. And then that gives them the confidence to give you more money. So it is really important to have a good bookkeeping system that produces reports, just like Walid is showing. Do we have another question? Well, Hildin, if you have another question, say yes. You do? Okay, go ahead and unmute your microphone.
Yeah, thank you, Walid. I want you to go back to my last question. It's talking about the access to the donors. We use normally to do our report and sending that through emails. We don't want that.
Okay.
We need them to be part of our Quickbooks, if online or offline. Let's say online. So the donors will be having like a username and password. They can just from where they are, they can enter the username and password for the same QuickBooks, but it's not detailed what we have. Part of them, they can see their report inside the system. That's my question. I hope you understand that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You can give access to other people to your account. Okay. For example, you are a businessman and you want to give your accountant an access. Okay. So QuickBooks provides this like functionality that you can give access to your accountant. Okay. So for example, you can check that what things they can do. For example, if I take here to you here, for example, this one is accountant account. So okay, if we have an accountant account, what will happen is that we can assign the duties to that accountant. For example, we can just tell them they can just record the sales. Okay, and similar is the case for the other people. Okay, if you want to give them some access, so what will happen is that you can just give them access, but you will have to write some checks. The checks mean is that you will have to make some rules for them. Okay, and QuickBooks allows that to you. Okay, and you can easily do that. Okay, and one more thing, if you are a beginner in the QuickBooks field and bookkeeping field, what you can do is to practice and get you better on QuickBooks. You can just click on this icon here, okay, and you can click on sample company. What will happen is that this sample company is a sample company, okay. For example, if I click on this one, so this is a dummy data provided by QuickBooks. So to practice, okay, you don't have to practice on the original data. I think so. My QuickBooks is shy of the people, so that's why it's not loading right now.
There's a question from Anna. Is QuickBook preferable? Is it a preferable software to use for a small bookkeeping firm where we process invoices for different companies for VAT purposes, like payroll, financial statements?
Yeah, it is very helpful because it is very economic. Okay, you can maintain your accounts, okay, in QuickBooks, and it give you that access. You can maintain your accounts in Excel, but the problem is that Excel does not provide this much flexibility to you, okay, as you have seen in the QuickBooks. Okay, so that's why like Excel does not help you to connect bank accounts, import bank transactions, okay, create customers, okay, sort that data, create reports. That's why QuickBooks is here. Okay.
Asfa asked, does QuickBooks verify the legality of customers?
What do we mean by legality here?
That I don't understand, because I think a customer is a customer, someone who wants to pay you money for something, but it must be like maybe a supplier. Can it tell you to trust the supplier or not?
Like if they pay you money, for example, you're just writing here, they're not paying you through QuickBooks, okay? You're just recording what is happening in the business. For example, we were doing Flourish Bakery's business. Okay, so if some salesman sold a cake on bakery, so what will happen is that the accountant will just record that the cake is sold for $200. Okay, the accountant has nothing to do with the cash. Okay.
So I guess the question is their trade legality in a specific country, if they're legally registered to do business. I would think you can still do business with somebody who's not legally registered, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Because customer can be, it's not that, for example, now the question I was talking about, the sample company, now you can see that this sample company on the here, okay. Now you can see its profit and loss, okay, its expenses, okay, its invoices, everything, okay.
See, this is
After
this is the big advantage of QuickBooks is these reports.
yeah. You can generate reports now, okay. If we click on reports, okay, for example, now this is a balance sheet, okay. All of the things are written here, okay.
And I think the advantage of QuickBooks over Excel is sometimes if you make a change in the chart of accounts of Excel, then all of a sudden you have to change your reports, you have to change all these other transactions, you have to change, add lines, insert things to add that in. It's a lot of work just to enter one thing into your chart of accounts. In QuickBooks, you just enter it, everything is automatically arranged. And so that efficient use of time actually makes it affordable.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, Aspa says sometimes illegal customers may sell or supply fake receipts. But I think, whoa, fake receipts. So that's an example of what you want to know, that someone is legally available to do business.
No, we cannot verify any thing here because you can do this with your for example, in the US there is IRS. Okay, so you can check that if that person is a legal person or not. Okay, if they are paying any taxes, you can check their social security number. You can ask this social security number. Okay, so it differs from country to country. Okay.
So yeah,
creating fake,
Muradin,
yeah,
that's part of fraud.
yeah, that's part of fraud. That's correct. Okay, creating fake invoices.
Well, many times for your business, if they pay you money, I think you're happy. You don't really need to know if they're legal or not.
Yeah.
There is no way to verify if somebody's legal. You'd have to have some sort of, you'd have to check the business records with the government or something. Or they'd have to send you proof that they're a legal entity.
Yes, for example, if you are doing business with an entity, for example, a foreign entity, okay, foreign company, so they will have to tell you that we are situated in this country and we're doing this business. For example, if you want to create an account, simple account on a Google or some social media, what you have to do is you have to give information. Okay, so that's how you can verify that that person is saying correct or not.
So
Yes,
there's a question. What's the difference between QuickBooks and EFRIS, which is preferred by the tax authorities?
Okay, QuickBooks, like both are there for accountants, but as you know that most of the accountants and the accounting firms and the accounting professionals, they use QuickBooks. So it's better to use a software which is widely used in the market. Okay, so its training is also easily accessible. Okay, FRS, that's not very much common, but it is available in the market.
And then Aspa says cash registers can also be fake.
Yes, cash registers can be fake. Okay, you can inflate your inventory. Okay, and you can deceive the your shareholders. Okay, in that part comes the auditor. Okay, so auditor will come. Okay, they will check your receipts. Okay, they will check your financial statements. Okay, and then they will check that if the inventory was actually sold. Okay, for example, if you said that we made sales of worth of $50,000 this year. Okay, so what the auditor will do is that they will verify that if there were any like inflows in your bank. Okay, if there is any increase in your cash. Okay, so that's how they verify the data. Okay, for example, if there were any customers or maybe there were some bogus customers, so they will verify it's their job. I hope that answers your question.